Good evening. I am Nick Bach with WKNS Afternoon News. In today's headlines, Bravo Restaurant has reopened. The new owner, Earl Enterprise, is very excited to open the restaurant and save the jobs of local town folks. He stated the restaurant is recommitting to the community. Also, Chipito's stock is down 7%. Today's feature story will focus on kitchen safety and sanitation. Kitchen safety and sanitation is critical to prevent the spread of food-borne illnesses. Even if you are not feeling 1001, even if you are not feeding 1001, if you are cooking, this applies to you. We have all heard of stories or read stories. Chipito's stocks down 7% because of a food-borne illness. Dominique's Deli in Allentown was recently cited with 18 health and safety violations. And you may remember Chi-Chi's Mexican restaurant being devastated by hepatitis A outbreak. Our business reporter, Alex Bach. Here is our business reporter, Alex Bach, reporting on the impact of poor kitchen safety and sanitation in the food industry.
Thank you, Nick. Yes, poor food safety and sanitation takes a harsh toll and leads to dire consequences. Consumers can become severely ill. Many people will have vomiting and diarrhea. However, these who are elderly, very young, or immunocompromised can die. Business take a hit too. By not following rules, the consequences of a greater rate of contamination, along with the increase in the rate of food poisoning incidents, is a recipe for bad publicity and the possibility of prosecution. Establishments, employers, and employees, if found guilty of failure to follow food safety regulations, can face litigation, fees, loss of business, breaching health and safety rule is a criminal. And pass it over to you, Nick.
Thank you, Alex. Now to James, a recognized food critic and now a food and safety inspector.
Hello, Nick. Thank you for the opportunity. First off, you must know that although we do regular inspections, they do not account for all 365 days in a year. Any inspection report is a glimpse into a few days of the life of that business. When I enter into an establishment, I am looking for food-borne illness risk factors. These factors include food from unsafe sources, inadequate cooking, improper hot/cold holding temperatures, contamination equipment, poor personal hygiene. Specifically, I make sure to manager or person in charge knows their stuff. I want to know they can demonstrate their duty, be aware of what to watch, and instruct their staff. I want to gloves, tie, back long hair, and wearing appropriate attire are important. I want to make sure hands are washed, and in the food service business that is often, I want to ensure the food comes from an improved source so it is not contaminated. I like to see if the food is separated so there is no cross-contamination. It is equally important that the food is protected so it does not become contaminated. I want to see the surface that food does come in contact with are cleaned and sanitized. I also look for proper identification of unsafe food and disposal of it. Temperature is important. I look to make sure proper cooking times and temperatures are followed. I make sure when reheating food, the food is warm at the right temperature and time windows. Although we do not want to think about it, insects and rodents exist. I look for signs of these pests. I also consider things about the building like ventilation. There are many other factors to consider, but this is a general idea. Pass it over to Nick.
Thank you, James. And now to Christina, the owner and chef at Mamma Mia's restaurant.
Hi, Nick, and thank you for asking me to talk. On behalf of myself and the other restaurants in the area, I can promise we take kitchen safety and sanitation seriously. I would like to answer your question in a poem I wrote. But first, I want to make a distinction between food safety and food sanitation. You see, food safety is how food is handled to prevent foodborne illnesses. Food sanitation is how clean the place and equipment are. So, without any further ado, here is my poem. Oh, this here is a story about a chef named Jeff. He tried his hardest to make his food the best. He will tell you how cleaning and washing your hands should never be done in modest. He will say if you want to prevent cross-contamination, wash your hands and surface with zest. Wash hands after you use the bathroom, after touching yourself when you switch working between meat or dairy to your veggies and fruits and stuff, so there'll be no distress. Now, here is how to wash your hands. Jeff loves to express. Use soap and hot water, the hotter the best. Lather the back of your hands in between fingers and under your nails too. Make sure no part of your hand is unaddressed. Lather up for 20 seconds, I insist. Speaking of washing clean as you go so there is no mess. Wash equipment used for meat or dairy before using them on fruits and vegetables. This I cannot impress. Do mind your personal hygiene and do not protest. If you are feeling sick, don't go fixing food to dine. Stay home and rest. If you're coughing and sneezing, turn your head away from people. Cough or sneeze into your elbow or sleeve. So there is no need for others to be blessed. Cover your tootsies with closed-toe shoes, and don't forget to add socks so they're caressed. Tie up your long hair. Put it in a net, even if your name is Celeste. No dangling jewelry, bracelets and long earrings too. Or of this I do not jest. And remember to take off your apron. As I was saying, remember to take off your apron. Leave it behind when you go to the bathroom. This I must impress. Just some suggestions to Healthy You from yours truly.
This includes today's news. Wishing you a safe and healthy evening. And I am Nick.